I've got a question for many of you out there, and thank you for watching my short presentation today. I've got a question for you about the fish. I like fish, I like fishing, and but you know what? In the religious world, the fish represents Christ. Okay? The fish represents Christ. Today I went into some stores and talked to some people, and I said, why do you think the fish represents Christ? And many of the answers were, because he's a fisherman of men, or because he fed the multitude, the 5,000 that were fed, and you know those stories. Well, today we're going to really try to find out exactly what is meant by the fish as it represents Jesus Christ. Stay tuned. We have some interesting and some wonderful things to share with you, and I bet you don't know the answer, but you will by the end of this short broadcast. The religious Christian symbol of the fish that represents Christ is found almost everywhere around the world. It is located on the back of automobiles, bumper stickers. This photograph here is a symbol of the fish on the back of a motor scooter. It's also found on earrings. It's found in plates and glasses, on the doors of apartments and houses. And it seemed like everywhere you look, there is a symbol of Christ as there is as the symbol of the fish. And there's another fish right there. Here is the symbol of the fish on the back of an automobile. And inside that fish you can see the Greek letters that represents or spells the word ichthys. We're going to find out later exactly what that means. Here is another symbol, a fish. This is the logo for the Christian Democrat Party of El Salvador. But notice, this Christian political party wanted to use the fish as a symbol to show that they are Christians and want to represent Christ in the political realm. This is a mosaic on an old ancient church floor from back years and years ago. And again, these people felt so compelled to identify use the symbolism of the fish to represent Jesus Christ. Why would they do this? What purpose does it reveal? And how do we really know the truth about the fish symbol? Stay tuned. Fish is a religious symbol in Christianity for Jesus Christ. That symbol is used all over the world. But it's not because he promises to make his people, his disciples, fishers of men. It's not necessarily because he fed 5,000 and he fed 4,000 with bread and fish. It's not because he walked on water on the Sea of Galilee. But it all has to do with the Greek word for fish. Basically, we're going to make an acrostic in a minute, and let me show you this. The Greek word for fish is ichthys, I-X-T-H-U-S. And what we do is you make an acrostic out of it, and what you have here, and I hope that's pretty visible, the letter I is first. In the Greek there's no J, and so the Greek word for Jesus is really Jesus. It is really Jesus. The X is the first letter in Christos, which means Christ. The TH is the first letter in the Greek word theo, or theos, which means God, and you've heard of the word theology. The U is the first letter in the Greek word huios, which means son. And then the S is the first letter in the Greek word satar, which means Savior. So what you have here is when a Jewish or Christian carpenter would cut out a casket and design it and perhaps decorate it years ago, back 2,000 years ago, he would decorate it with a fish symbol, and then others that see it knew what he meant, or what was meant. It meant Jesus Christ is God's Son who saves. Okay, that's what it means. When a Christian slave was working in the fields, he would take a stick and with some utensil, perhaps in the ground, make a big picture of a fish. That would encourage the next person who came by, who would see that they would all know that Jesus Christ is God's Son who saves. So this is what is meant by the fish as being a symbol, religious symbol for Christianity and for Jesus Christ. Because folks, He is the one who is God's Son, who promises to save those who come to Him. Thank you for joining us in this short broadcast. Bye.